Greetings, guys, girls, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. We have now reached the point of the month, or the point in time, this has no longer been a regular thing, where I have decided that it is time to do our irregular check-in on the straights. They've never been okay yet. And sometimes we just like to check. Maybe they are. They won't be, but maybe they'll surprise us. But before we get into it, I would like to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Cheeks, and I will tell you a little bit more about them shortly. And I would also like to say thank you to today's patron of the day, Carlotta. I appreciate you and your support so much, and I hope that you enjoy this video. And if anyone else would like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/savvycat. I appreciate it greatly. Let's get on and check on how the straights are doing, shall we? Place your bets in the comments on whether you think they are okay or not. First up, we have this tweet that I saw on Twitter a few times, and that is this wedding photo of a bride and groom, and the groom is a software engineer who wore Apple Vision Pro goggles to his wedding. He's wearing like a VR headset to his wedding. I don't have any more information than that. I don't even really know what Apple Pro goggles are or what the point of them is, but I do know that you absolutely should not be doing that. What? What I do know about these headsets is that they allow you to be somewhere else, right? That's the thing, is they put you anywhere else other than where you are right now. So at your wedding, you decided to pretend to be somewhere else. Sir. Bro, my guy, what are you doing? What are you doing? That is the absolute last thing that you should be doing. Why? What possessed you to do that? And this girl's face just being like, what? Surely she must have known, this is the type of person he is before getting married. And girl, I think you need to raise your standard a little bit. I hope that this was like the final straw and that you ran and never looked back. Or at the very least, actually, I hope he has good money and you didn't sign a prenup or anything and then you stayed married for, I don't know how long is required, the shortest amount of time possible, and then took half his money. That's what I hope you did. That's what you deserve, because what? Did you know that you're meant to be at your wedding? You're meant to want to be at your wedding. That's the place where you want to be. You shouldn't have any desire to be anywhere else other than at your wedding, when your wedding is happening. Next up, we have a tweet that says, ladies, women, girls, females, wear a bra. Cover your nipples. Modesty is essential. You are disrespecting people's marriages/spouses. You are disrespecting your future spouse. You are disrespecting yourself. You are disrespecting God. Stop causing others to stumble. I appreciate that at the beginning you specified ladies, women, girls, and females, effectively just anyone with boobs, not even limited to cis women. So good for that, I guess. The rest of what you had to say though, I think, me personally, if my nipples affect you in any way at all, that is entirely on you. If you are upset by the fact that I have nipples, I think that you need to work on that. Because I don't know if you know this, but a very, very large majority of the population have nipples. Regardless of gender, regardless of anything, there are very few people that don't have nipples. So they're really not very foreign. They're not a weird thing. They're not something that you've never seen before. They shouldn't really cause any emotion or reaction at all because they're just on people's bodies. And I don't understand how having bodies is disrespectful to anyone in any way at all. I'm sure you don't have a problem with, what's the male term for ladies? Fellas? Gentlemen. Gentlemen men, boys, and male nipples, I'm sure you don't have a problem with them. So I don't think you should have a problem with ours either. Actually, did you know that the purpose of nipples is to feed babies? That's why they exist. And the reason men have nipples is because in the womb, when the babies are being made, developed, grown, I don't know the right word here, the X chromosome parts start first, and so nipples are made before they are decidedly male, before the Y chromosome comes in, or something like that. I only did year 12 biology. I don't know the full explanation, but I know that much, that men only have nipples because women do. So they're all literally the same. They're all literally the same nipples, and you need to get over it. Nipples aren't gonna do any harm, I promise. If God cares that you can see someone's nipples, God needs to have better priorities. To quote Peach PRC, God's got fucked up priorities. Girls, when they try OnlyFans and only make $12.54 in a month, and now everyone in town knows what their pepperoni nipples look like, and then it's SpongeBob looking sad wearing lace underwear. And going back on the nipples thing again, who cares? Who cares what anyone's nipples look like? Like, what's the obsession with nipples? Get over it. They're just a part of a body as anything else is. And if you care that much about nipples, get better priorities. It literally means nothing, and no one should really actually care at all. And like, yeah, okay, OnlyFans doesn't work out for a lot of people. That is true. It is not a quick, easy way to make a buck. It's a lot of hard work, and it is something that requires a lot of confidence and a lot of personal stuff that you have to go through and work through and be able to get to a place where you feel comfortable and confident doing that. Like, OnlyFans is not just an easy thing to do, not for a lot of people, and it doesn't work out for a lot of people. And yeah, obviously you're gonna be a little bit upset if you only make $12.50 a month after working really hard. I think that's very valid to be a little bit upset about that. But I don't think that has to do with the fact that they've shown their body to people. I think it has to do with the fact that it sucks to work and not make any money after working. And I don't think we should be shaming people for pursuing OnlyFans or sex work. I think that it is a very viable career option. And I think that, you know, if that's something that you want to do and something that works for you, then freaking go for it. And it's none of anyone else's business. If it's gonna make money, then it's gonna make money. And if it's something that you truly want to do and don't feel pressured into doing, then sure, go for it. And speaking of sex work and adult content, I would like to take this moment to tell you about today's sponsor, Cheeks. Cheeks is a sexual wellness platform that offers educational and erotic content in video, audio, and workshop format. Cheeks' aim is to provide a safe and inclusive space to discover more about your sexuality and your desires, and they do this through having a large library of both erotic videos and audios, which include a massive range of sexualities and genders and relationship types, body shapes, races, everything. They have a very inclusive variety of content, and everyone who is involved is paid fairly. They are treated fairly, and they only do things that they explicitly consent to, and everything is very transparent. So you know that what you are consuming is ethical, which is unfortunately a very hard thing to find in this area. And Cheeks hopes to be that place that is safe and you are able to consume this content knowing that it is ethically created and everyone there is willing and wanting to be there. And on top of that, they also have what they call their Pleasure Academy, which includes things like tutorials, workshops, and magazines to teach you more about your own body, other people's bodies, pleasure, and allows you to figure out what you like, what your partner might like, and learn more about sex and safety and sexual health, etc. If you would like to try Cheeks for yourself, then you can use the link in the description with code TheQueerKiwi7 and you will get your first 7 days on an annual subscription completely free. Don't miss out. Go use that link and the code thequeerkiwi7 and you will get 7 days off your annual subscription completely free. So thank you, Cheeks, so much for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back into it. Here is a frame from Futurama of Amy pulling Fry's hair, and it says, making him nut before he leaves the house so that he doesn't have the energy to cheat. If your motivation to have sex with your partner is to keep him from cheating, I think that you need to reevaluate some things. I think that if the only thing keeping your partner from cheating is the fact that you sleep with him every day before work, then some work needs to be done, and the relationship is possibly not working. I think that not having sex for a day, or just not having sex in general, should not give reason for your partner to cheat on you. And if that is something that you are worried about, I think that you need to have some internalized thinking, and I think you also need to have a discussion, because that is not something you should ever be dealing with. You do not have to have sex every day. You don't even have to have sex every week. Like, it's not a requirement. And not having sex does not mean consenting to being cheated on. And not having sex doesn't give you consent to cheat. That's not an excuse. It's just not. I think you should be having sex because you want to, not because you feel like it's the only way to make your partner, like, love you and care about you and be faithful to you. Partner should want to be with you for far more reasons than that. And if that is the only reason they are with you, leave. End the relationship. It's not worth it. It's not a good one. Try again. This is a baby boy getting a checkup from a female nurse or doctor, and he is just smiling at her, you know, as babies do. And it is captioned with, "It seems like the little one has discovered his first crush." Because a baby smiling at someone of the opposite gender is obviously a crush. Whenever children interact with someone of the opposite gender in a positive way, it is obviously a crush. But, you know, us queer people, we are constantly forcing our sexuality onto children, right? Constantly. We put flags up on the wall. So obviously we're making all children gay. But, like, straight people looking at a baby and saying he has a crush on a fully grown woman, that's not being weird. That's being normal. That's not forcing anything on a child or sexualizing a child for no reason at all, is it? It's just normal stuff. When you see a rat, but it's just your homegirl without her lashes. This has 166,000 likes, by the way. I am never not astounded by things like this. Oh my god, imagine calling your partner a rat. That is a ridiculous thing to say. Even as a joke, it's not very funny. I think that, you know, it's kind of playing on an insecurity a little bit there, or if it's not an insecurity already, it will be now. It will be now. And these are the same men who are like, I like women all natural. I don't think gals should wear makeup. And then they're like, lol, she looks like a rat without lashes. Oh my god, go away. Go away. Cannot please anyone. This is a tweet that says, why do females lie to each other like this? I'm in tears. And they are referencing a photo of a like fat girl wearing a dress and some replies saying, you're so beautiful, what the fuck, so pretty. Mind you, I'm always available for mommyana. So obviously this man is like, why are you lying to this woman? Why are you saying she's pretty? She's not, lol. And to that I say, it's because she is beautiful. Like, she looks stunning. Like, she looks incredible. And that dress, it's a really fucking nice dress. I want to know where she got it. Like, believe it or not, bro, beauty is subjective. You don't have to find every single woman in the world beautiful or attractive. No one expects you to. That's not a requirement of you. However, if you don't think someone is beautiful, you can just kind of keep that to yourself. You don't actually need to make people feel down about that. If you aren't attracted to someone, I promise you, they don't care. I assure you that this woman does not find you attractive either. She does not care that you don't find her pretty. So I just think you should keep it to yourself, because no one is lying to her. No one is lying to her. Everyone has a different definition and a different idea of what beautiful is, because we all have different eyes, and you are looking at her through this lens where you think that you are above her enough to insult her because she doesn't look what you have specifically deemed beautiful, which likely has been told to you by whatever societal standards are being fed to you at this current point in time. Don't tell me what is beautiful and what is not, because my definition of beautiful is different to yours, which is different to someone else's, which is different to someone else's. We all have different ideas of what beautiful is. So shut up and get over it. Keep your negativity to yourself. This is a Reddit post in reply to something. Says, I never said anything about her not shaving her body hair. I accepted that. But facial hair is too much, and I still love her, but how can I bring myself to kiss her because the sight of facial hair isn't appealing to me? I'm a straight man after all. Why should it be? Also, I never said she's not attractive. I just said that facial hair isn't. Hey, so, sir, if the hair grows on her face, it is a natural thing for her body as a woman to do. If she is a woman and she has facial hair, then you kissing her is still straight. Having facial hair does not change your gender. Believe it or not, it just doesn't change her gender. And if you think that she is attractive and that you love her, why is her having a little bit of hair on her face, as literally all humans do, something that is so off-putting? Are you that insecure within your masculinity and within your sexuality that you can't even kiss your girlfriend because she has a little bit of facial hair? Like, I promise you, kissing your girlfriend who has a little bit of facial hair does not actually change the fact that you are a straight man. That stays the same. Your girlfriend stays a woman and you stay a straight man. That doesn't change. I hope this helped clear things up for you. My wife wrote a secret book. My wife is an accomplished author who also holds down a full-time job in an unrelated field, mostly for the benefits. When we had our first child last year, we agreed that she would pause her writing career. Something had to go with the new baby at home. Except, it turns out, she didn't pause it. She got a great idea for a new novel, wrote it secretly during her lunch break at work, and sold it for $100,000. I feel so many things right now. It's hard to be mad at someone when they casually tell you your son's college education is now paid for, and her lunch hour is technically hers to do as she wishes. But she went against our deal. She could have been home an hour earlier every night this year if she hadn't done this project. And when I think back on all the times she's been tired or grumpy in the past year, I now blame the book, even though it could have just been caring for a newborn. How do I trust her to keep her word? How should I feel right now? Imagine getting mad at your wife bringing home a $100,000 check because she used her lunch break to do something. She found a loophole to your agreement in which she wasn't spending any time she was meant to be at home writing her book. She was using her lunch break, time that she was already dedicated and committed to being away from the house for. She sacrificed her 1 hour a day off to write a book, which earned her $100,000. And you're upset? She wasn't going to come home earlier because of that. She was going to use it for lunch. So she may as well use it and earn $100,000. Are you so insecure, bro, that you're going to complain about your wife having $100,000? Like, yeah, she was a little bit tired and grumpy. I don't think that was the book's fault. I think, as you acknowledged, probably caring for a newborn's fault, because that hour every day, she was going to be at work for anyway. She didn't use any extra time. She didn't eat into any agreed upon childcare time at all. I think that you should be happy for your wife being able to publish a book and sell it for $100,000, and she was still able to do exactly what she said she would around the house. You're upset that she didn't do more? I'm sorry. Get over it. Like, how do you trust her to keep her? She did keep her word. Like, she didn't write in her free time. She wrote during work. Some people, the insecurity, man. Like, bro, sure. My wife rang me at the bar and said, if you're not home in 10 minutes, I'm giving your dinner to the dog. I was home in 5 minutes. I'd hate for anything to happen to the dog. Hey, if you hate your wife's cooking so much, why don't you cook for yourself? Why don't you cook dinner? If your wife's cooking is really so bad, have you considered cooking it yourself? Because that could solve the problem. If you hate it so much, you can do it instead. If your girlfriend isn't the most annoying person you've ever met in your whole life, is she really your girlfriend? Yes. You should not find your girlfriend the most annoying person in the whole world. You should not be constantly annoyed by your girlfriend, and you definitely shouldn't be telling your girlfriend that she is annoying you. You are actually meant to, have a partner that you enjoy being around and talking to and spending time with and just existing with. If your girlfriend is constantly pissing you off, I have to wonder, what is pissing you off? What exactly is she doing that's pissing you off and annoying you? Is she just existing? Is it just her trying to talk to you? Or is she actively doing things that push your boundaries, etc.? What classifies as being annoying? Because I think there's a difference between being playfully annoying every now and then versus you find your girlfriend the most annoying person in the entire world, which is an entirely negative term if you say it in seriousness. You definitely should not find your girlfriend the most annoying person in the world. You should find her, the loveliest person in the world. You should love her and want to be with her. I think if you find your girlfriend more annoying than you find her anything else, I don't think it's gonna work. This is the Modern Day Rebellion starter pack. It is a Bible, a big family that has 2, 4, 6, 8 children, good lord, marriage, homeschooling, carrots, only 2 genders, steak, the community thinks you're a terrorist, milk, sourdough. I tweeted about this, but I need to ask here as well. What is it with sourdough? It comes up in almost every video I've made recently. Every time I talk about a conservative, especially trad wives and stuff, sourdough is always there. They're always talking about sourdough. It's fascinating. They act as though no one likes sourdough anymore. That if you like sourdough, you are hated by society. Only the most conservative Christian trad wives enjoy sourdough, and they're shunned from the liberal left for enjoying it. What? Where did it come from? Why is sourdough on this list? The Modern Day Rebellion starter pack? Sourdough? I fucking love sourdough. I don't know anyone that doesn't love sourdough. What's this got to do with rejecting modernity? I don't know. Let me know, because I don't get it. I want to buy land and homestead. Guns. No iPad babies. Boots with the American flag on it. Chicken with eggs. Can't stand Bill Gates. Nourishing traditions. I don't know. It's a book of some sort. Pickles. And just pickling things. And I don't have a job. I'm a homemaker with an apron. So these are all the things required to rebel against modernity. We've forgotten what truly matters. There are no more sour bread, no more cowboy boots, and no more Bibles. None of those exist anymore. They're disappearing in modern society. It's so funny because most of these things are still incredibly, incredibly common and aren't even associated with being a traditionalist or conservative. They're just things. Everyone on every aspect of the political spectrum participates in all of these things. I cried in front of my wife, and since then there has been a strange atmosphere between us. I'm actually not very emotional, and my wife has never seen me cry in the 3 years we've known each other. But the last few weeks have been very hard for me, and I broke down crying in front of her the other day. I expected her to be encouraging and understanding, but instead she was kind of disgusted. We then went to sleep, and somehow there has been a strange atmosphere between us ever since. When I asked my wife about it, she said she didn't expect a traditional Christian man to show weakness. She said she can't unsee it and now sees me in a different light. She feels less attracted to me after seeing me cry. She wanted to make it clear that no woman wants to see her husband cry, even though women say men should be more emotional. That's just what they say. Women want strong men. She had no answer to the question of how I could fix the situation. How can I convince my wife of my masculinity and win her back? Don't leave. That's the solution. Your wife sounds terrible. That is a horrible thing to go through and to have someone say to you. And I'm so sorry. Very fair to expect a reaction that was comforting and encouraging, because that is what any decent human being would respond. And that is how any wife, any partner should respond. Like, any person should respond like that, but your partner especially. The fact that you crying meant that your wife became less attracted to you, leave. Like, honestly, you do not need to prove your masculinity. Crying and masculinity, they're not related at all. Crying isn't weakness. Crying is just human and something you are entitled to do and should never feel ashamed of doing. The fact that people are willing to like change the way they see their partner because they showed an emotion, that's wild. That's like next level absurd. Holy shit. I am so sorry, man. And I hope that you're able to find better, because yikes. I hope your wife gets therapy to unlearn that one and learn how to be a bit more compassionate, because Jesus. This is a man and a woman on a date, and the dialogue goes back and forth, starting with her. Are you paying for my dinner? Are you gonna sleep with me? That's sexist. So are you. You are not entitled to my body. You are not entitled to my money. Okay, so these are, for one thing, not the same thing. It's not the same thing. If you pay for my dinner, I don't owe you sex. Paying for someone's dinner does not entitle you to anything. It doesn't even entitle you to a second date. It is just a good gesture. It was dinner. You'll live, you know? Like, sure, sometimes it's nice to split or to take it in turns or whatever, but like, we didn't create the tradition that men pay for the first date. That just is usually how it goes. Not always, but often how it goes. And no one owes you anything. If you don't want to pay for the dinner, you don't have to. You can say that. And if she is unhappy with you not paying for the dinner, then it just means that it's not going to work out, because you have different ideas about what a first date means, about what a relationship is, about whatever. Maybe it just won't work. If you don't want to pay, you reluctantly pay and are like slightly annoyed that your bank account lost some money, which is, you know, can be a bit shit. However, having sex is a much more personal thing. It is very different. It is not the same thing. A body is not an object. That is my person. If I don't want someone to touch it, I don't want someone in my space, that is much more meaningful than money. I would rather have someone steal all of my money than touch me without my consent. And I think that we can all agree to that. Not the same thing. Not even remotely comparable. If you're comparing paying for dinner to being owed sex, you just don't understand anything. Women don't owe you shit. Sure, you don't have to pay, but she definitely doesn't have to sleep with you. I'm gonna do one last one. This man is at work and he's writing something down. He makes a mistake. He says, oh shoot, I messed up. And someone comes over and says, you know, you can use whiteout to cover your mistakes, right? And he looks at it and then he goes home and he starts painting on things. He paints over his wife and his kid and his live, laugh, love poster, but also his like couch and his rug and things. If you think getting married was a mistake, you can actually do something about that. You can get a divorce. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. If it's really making you so miserable, then you can leave. And calling your child a mistake is just a real fucked up thing to do. Erasing your child, that's just not cool. That is not an okay thing to do. And I encourage you, leave, actually. And your child deserves better, and your wife deserves better, and everyone here deserves better, except maybe you, because you said your child was a mistake, and I do not care for that. I think I'm going to leave this here. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. I appreciate you greatly. And a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Bobby, Josh, Mandy, Ikazel, Jessica, Eldo, Danielle, Raven, Elias, Chris, and Amelia. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone else would like to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos a day early, and then for £3 and up, you get things such as outtakes, bonus mini podcasts, live streams, vlogs, and more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.
When you close your eyes, you replace the darkness with light. You replace